Good Sunday morning, Arizona. You're watching 12 News Today in AZ. I'm Justin Pizzera. The city of Phoenix is cracking down on negligent pet owners, approving new protections for dogs, how the enhanced rules will keep them safe in the extreme heat. Plus, an East Valley educator is retiring after 30 years of showing students the power of service, how he transformed a single class into the culture of giving. And we're talking to country music superstar Rodney Atkins about his new album, True South. But first, here's a look at your weather impact forecast for Sunday. Here's meteorologist Chris Dunn.
Good morning. Thanks, Justin. We have for your Father's Day on this Sunday a warm one, but it's typical warmth for this time of the year. Sunrise, that happened at 5:19 a.m. and just before that, the summer solstice. So we're officially now into the summer season. We'll top 100 by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's not too bad. 105 by 3 o'clock and light winds. But just around the corner, more 110-degree plus days are on the way. And it starts on Tuesday. So here's our 106 for Sunday, 109, mainly sunny on Monday, and 111 on Tuesday. It's just the start of a streak. 106 in Tempe and Phoenix and Maricopa, 104 for Deer Valley, Mesa 104, and 104 for Fountain Hills. Here are the statewide highs across Arizona: 90 in Sholo, 84 sunny in Flagstaff, and along the river 108 Lake Havasu City. I'll have a look at that 7-day forecast and the sizzling high temperatures coming up for your week ahead.
Well, Phoenix leaders are rolling out new protections for dogs as the valley enters another summer of triple-digit temperatures. The updated rules change when dogs can be tethered outside and clarify what pet owners must provide to keep their animals safe during extreme heat. So this morning, 12 News journalist Tori King tells us what pet owners really need to know because, Tori, it all comes down to safety.
It absolutely does, and that's the main reason why these new rule changes went into effect in the first place. It was unanimous, by the way. Every single person on City Council voted to approve these changes to make sure that our pets stay safe and protected this summer. So let's tell you a little bit more about what these rules actually are. So most of them have to do with tethering your pet to your outdoor areas outside. City leaders say that these changes really create clearer expectations for pet owners, and they better define standards for investigators and investigations who responds to animal neglect complaints. And they focus on how dogs can be tethered outside through the animal's cruelty ordinance. I want to put some information up on your screen right now. So under the updated rules, dogs can no longer be tethered outside unless they're under the direct supervision of their owner or their handler. The city defines that as you have to keep the dog within visual range at all times. I think a good rule here, if they're outside, then you should be outside with them too. Dogs also cannot be restrained outside during extreme weather conditions, including temperatures above 100 degrees, heat advisories, dust storm warnings, or monsoon activity. Also, the ordinance updates what Phoenix considers adequate shelter for animals. So some new information here. City officials say dogs left outside without proper shade, water, or shelter can face dehydration, face heat exhaustion, paw burns, and other serious health risks during Arizona summers. So they say these changes give officers clearer tools to step in before an animal ends up in crisis. By the way, violators of these rules can be investigated under the city's animal cruelty ordinance, and they could even face criminal penalties. Officers can also remove that animal from the home or the backyard if they believe that its health or safety is at risk. Now, during last night's meeting, Mayor Kate Gallego said the goal is simple: give pet owners clearer guidance while helping keep our pets safe, saying, quote, "The Phoenix summers are intense and our pets feel the heat too. These updates strengthen humane standards and give families clearer guidance on how to keep their dogs safe, especially during the hottest months of the year." By the way, this ordinance will take effect here in the next 30 days or so. The Phoenix City Council also says if you do see an animal in distress, please call 911. They'll go ahead and take care of the situation from there. So we do have all of these rules on our website. Just go to 12news.com. You can find them on our website. That's the very latest here in downtown Phoenix in front of City Hall. I'm Tori King with 12 News Today in AZ.
The Republican candidates for Arizona governor debated each other for the very first time last night. 4 men are running to challenge Governor Katie Hobbs in November: Congressman David Schweikert, Congressman Andy Biggs, Scott Neely, and Ken Maselli. Our David Chazanoff joins us live from our newsroom. David, the Arizona Republican debate for the statewide race that we saw for Attorney General, that one was pretty intense. How did this one go?
Yeah, so it turns out this debate focused on policies with barely any bickering whatsoever. But we did see some late attacks during the closing statements portion of last night's debate, where Congressman David Schweikert called out his fellow representative on the stage, Andy Biggs. Take a look.
My friend at the end, I know this is tough with us running against each other, but when you're wholly owned by Turning Point and you've lost election and lost election and lost election, it puts everything and our future at risk.
After the debate, Congressman Biggs told reporters that Turning Point USA does not run his campaign. During the debate, Biggs said he can work with Democrats, though he also called out Governor Katie Hobbs several times last night. Congressman David Schweikert talked about raising wages to fix Arizona's economy. He also argued Biggs is too far right to beat Governor Hobbs in the November election. Business owner Scott Neely introduced himself to voters as an independent political outsider. He says he wants to expand trade schools and end property taxes for seniors. Another business owner, Ken Maselli, said if he's elected, new businesses would come to Arizona, and he would also support getting rid of property taxes. During his closing statement, Maselli called out the two Arizona congressmen in this race.
We have Mr. Schweikert that has had 11 ethic violations against him, where he's had to pay $175,000 in fines. Mr. Biggs, on January 6th, called to get the Arizona electoral votes thrown out. That's not leadership. I'm a businessman. I can't do that.
Yeah, so it does not appear either candidate responded to Maselli's claims there, but we do know that early voting for the Arizona GOP primary election for governor begins on June 24th, so we're really only just 6 days away. It will absolutely be interesting to see if last night's debate changed the minds of any Arizona voters. We're in the newsroom. David Chasanoff, 12 News.
Thank you so much for staying with us. In this morning's Red, White, and You, a Gilbert teacher is spending his final year in the classroom, but his legacy will outlast him by generations.
Our Noelani Graff introduces us to an Arizona educator who proved that one idea can really change an entire community. Good morning.
Good morning. He is sunshine personified, and you'll see in just a moment. For nearly 30 years, Highland High School's Bob Allen has helped students discover the power of service. And what began as a single class has grown into a culture of giving that has inspired more than 650,000 volunteer hours and a signature project that's helped save more than 50,000 lives.
We have all our posters and everything.
For nearly 30 years, Bob Allen has been collecting memories.
Banners and blood drive supplies.
Every banner, every photo and keepsake with a story of service.
All sorts of things that the kids have created.
When Bob arrived at Highland High School in 1996, teaching English and history, there were farms where neighborhoods now stand and no real structure for students who wanted to give back. So he built one.
Experiences they get and then some of the recognition they can get later on can change people's lives.
A life lesson Bob learned himself as a teenager. So he pitched an idea, a class where students first learn about community outreach, then live it by volunteering.
The magic of the classes is once they got in, I think they started realizing it was way more than just leaving campus and having a little freedom. It was, I get to go make an impact.
GC 105 has become one of Highland's most popular classes. Over 3 decades, students have logged more than 650,000 volunteer hours throughout the valley, helping in schools, food banks, animal shelters, hospice programs, homeless shelters.
There's so many stories we can tell.
Stories like the student who volunteered at Sunshine Acres, fell in love with equine therapy, and grew up to open her own ranch, helping others heal. Or Marissa Lopez, a former student in the class, now teaching alongside the man who inspired her.
You see how excited he is for you to learn about these awesome organizations, and so you as a student, you kind of get that same enthusiasm. You got it.
All right.
Also carefully tucked into that closet,
So these are kind of like what the banners are.
mementos from the most enduring thing Bob and his students built, Highlands blood drives, a tradition that for 19 straight years has led the state in total donations through Vitalance High School Challenge. The achievement celebrated from the grass of Chase Field to the walls of the school's gym.
I'm seeing former students and their children donating blood at a Highland blood drive.
More than 16,000 sleeves rolled up over the years, each time giving the gift of life to 3 others. The math is there, countless lives touched. And yet, Bob still insists the story isn't about him.
The people they served, that connection, that's all I care about.
After 31 years at Highland, Bob will retire at the end of next school year.
It's hard to think of our service learning class without thinking of him.
But the culture of service he helped shape won't retire with him, because year after year, students have inherited the same lesson. The most powerful thing you can give is time.
Can end up being life-changing.
And the time Bob has given will serve for generations to come. Now, as part of the class, students do research and present on the nonprofits, programs, and human stories that are inspiring who they are choosing to volunteer with. And of course, there are countless partnerships of these organizations being willing to let those students come in. And as for Bob, not surprisingly, he was nominated this year for School Connect's Champions of Education Award. And you know, he'll never stop looking for ways to serve. So he is going to be back for those blood drives with his own sleeves rolled up, even in retirement. All from one idea when he was a brand new teacher that he was bold enough to pitch.
I know, in 31 years. That is just, you walk into the same building for 31 years.
And he loves it. His passion still is palpable.
So do you think he's truly retiring?
I was going to say, what is he going to do?
Want to do? Yeah.
He doesn't look old.
No, not at all. It's just time to spend more time with family. His youngest child is graduating from Highland High School, and so they're hoping that they can make it year 20 on the #1 blood drive generator of donors. And then he's going to enjoy some golf, some travel, and time taking care of his own parents.
I don't know. I still think he's going to be back in that school building.
That's why, I mean, my mom was a teacher and she ended up doing long-term subbing, but they'll find ways. They'll find ways to draw him just to be in his presence.
What an amazing man.
Yeah.
Amazing individual. That was a great story.
Thanks for sharing that, Nohe.
Good morning once again and welcome to Sunday. I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn with your weather impact forecast. Did you feel it? Officially, the summer solstice happened at 1:24 a.m. on Sunday morning. That means we're now into officially the summer season. The longest day of the year. We'll circle the word day. I know every day is 24 hours long, but the amount of daylight is the greatest at this time of the year. Along with the sun angle, it's the highest at this time of the year. In fact, on this day, we have an 80-degree sun angle, so it's nearly straight up. Compare that with December when we have the winter solstice and the sun is really low in the sky and we have those really long shadows even in the middle of the day, only 33 degrees above the horizon. So a big difference between winter and summer. Also with that really high sun angle, you guessed it, really high UV. The ultraviolet index is at an extreme 11 today. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes to burn, and that's a bad thing. So wear a hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, find some shade, and limit your time outside. Lather on the SPF 45 or greater. If you're going to be heading poolside, that's what you need to do to protect yourself against the sun, and sun. 3 o'clock temperature, 105. This is about typical for this point in June. So for the next few days, afternoon temperatures pretty typical, but starting to slowly climb as we get into next week. It's still quite warm. Not totally warm and as warm as it has been. We're not going to be setting records here, but just know your limitations and make sure you hydrate if you're going to spend any amount of time outdoors. That 106 for today, that's normal. 0 compared to the normal, but we start to rise to 113 on Wednesday. I think the peak of the heat is going to be on Thursday, 114 degrees. That is 8 degrees above the average high of 106. As for any storm action, not happening. We have zeros on the exclusive monsoon meter across the entire state. A storm-free weekend here in Arizona. Here is our futurecast. This takes us on through Monday, and beyond. Just maybe some passing high clouds, and that's about it. The rain for the next 3 days, nothing is showing up. We'd like to get some rain to deal with some of that fire danger, but it's not going to happen. We do see a change coming up on about Wednesday or Thursday of the week ahead. A little more moisture, maybe an extra monsoon surge to get things going, mainly in the high country. 95 Sedona on this Sunday, 84 in Flagstaff, 105 in Casa Grande. And a quick reminder, we have live radar 24/7 right here on the 12 News app for your TV. Just navigate to the buttons down at the bottom of your screen and look for live radar 24/7. You can stream it right now. Not just the radar, but weather conditions, current conditions, and forecast conditions. Are you ready for it? We have some big heat showing up. Wednesday, Thursday, 114. We'll still keep it above 110 through Saturday, and then dropping to 108 on Sunday and Monday. So you have to wait for another week ahead. Here is your Flagstaff 7-day forecast, pushing 90 degrees by Tuesday, and there's that small chance of some showers popping up Wednesday and Thursday, with temperatures staying in the 80s, daytime highs, that is, staying in the 80s for Flagstaff. And your Valley 7-day forecast, 106 today, 111 Tuesday, up to 114 on Thursday. But then we come back down to only 110 by next Saturday.
I looked your way and you shot me a gaze, bought you a shot and I walked it your way for the hell of it. At least that's how I remember it.
Well, he is one of country music's most recognizable voices with 6 #1 hits, billions of streams, and a career that spans decades. Rodney Atkins is releasing his new album, his first album in years. True South is a collection of songs that celebrate family, small town life, and the moments that matter the most. And he's joining us live here. Mr. Atkins, thank you so much for joining us. So your first album in years, like 7 years, right? What's taken so long? We've been waiting.
Hey, Justin, how you doing, man? I think it took me about 5 years. The record, I turned it in probably 2.5 years ago. And then when you're, working with a record label, they find the window to, finally get it out there. So it's been a long time coming, but really excited. Kind of been living life on the road a whole lot, playing shows and trying these songs out in the real world with real people, and just excited to finally getting music out there.
So what did you want to say to fans on this record, from 7 years ago to now in 2026? What was kind of that message that you wanted to relay on this album?
It's kind of the same message that I've been doing. I say I'm singing about friends, family, and the good Lord. That's what I'm trying to sing about. I love live songs. I don't sing many love songs. Let the other good singing, good looking guys do that. Just songs that people can relate to, raising families and that love the people that they're around, the communities, and just songs that bring people together, not divisive stuff, but the uniting kind of songs.
Yeah, I mean, music really does bring us all together. Tell me about some of the special guests that you have on some of these songs on this album as well, because some of them are extra special.
For sure. My wife and I wrote a lot of this album together. She wrote one song called Believe Me that I wasn't a writer on that I love. And Rose Falcon is her name. She's singer-songwriter, has her own music out there that's amazing. And she really helped me put this whole album together, and she's singing on I guess every song she's singing on. And then we did a Watching You 2.0 that I don't know if it's ever been done before. A song that was a hit 20 years ago, and now it's a duet with the person that I wrote the song about. My oldest son, Elijah, is singing Watching You with me, and I think it's pretty special. I think I like it better than the original version.
Our traffic anchor here is just freaking out because he loves it.
Rodney, if you can hear me, this is Troy Lynch. That song changed my life. Okay, I just had to say that. Thank you.
Oh wow,
there you go.
That's cooler than having a hit song right there. That's everything.
Well, yes. So any plans to come to Phoenix? I know that you've been touring and everything and going to festivals. You got to come. It's a little warm right now, but you do need to come to Phoenix.
That's cool, man. Yeah, would love to be there. Love playing out there. Best hospitality in the world, man.
Yeah.
Love when we get to come out there. I'm not even sure where we're going this year on tour, but hopefully we'll be out there very soon.
Well, we hope so. Well, Rodney Atkins, thank you. You're such a pleasure to talk to, and best of luck as you head out there, and congrats on your new album as well.
Oh, thanks, Justin. You guys rock. Thank you.
Well, this is a really exciting segment that is going to kind of hopefully inspire people. Right now, the Phoenix Art Museum is bringing back its Soundcheck live music series, turning the museum into an intimate performance space. And this week's featured band, they're the Joeys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We have Matt Room with the Men's Arts Council, as well as Dean Cheney representing the Joeys. This is really, really exciting. Thank you for being here.
No, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what this event is, how long you guys have been doing it, kind of what is this? What's going on?
Yeah, so this is the first year of Soundcheck, which is an event that's sponsored by the Phoenix Men's Arts Council. It helps. One of the ideas behind it is community engagement, bringing people together, focusing on showcasing some local musicians and things like that. And of course, with the temperatures outside, it's really nice to get inside and be able to enjoy some music in a live setting indoors where it's not 111 out.
And do you guys do this every week, or how does this work?
Yeah, it's the third Thursday of every month. This is the final month in the first season. We're going to take the summer off, and then we'll start back up in September.
What is the ultimate goal with this? You know, oftentimes you think about art, you think of sculptures and paintings, but I mean, music, that's all part of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that Men's Arts Council does is, again, engage the community in different ways, whether it's bringing them to the museum, taking the museum to them in the way of our Copper State 1000 Road Rally that we do every year, and just different ways, because again, sometimes that stereotype is that art is just something that, you know, hangs on a wall or, you know, sits on your countertop, but it's really performative, and it can take a lot of different forms, and that's why it's great to have the Joeys and a variety of other local bands come and play.
So tell us about the Joeys. Who are you guys?
So yeah, we've been a local Phoenix band for about 7 years now. Yeah, so we've been doing it for quite some time, and yeah, we're just real good buddies. Real honored to be a part of this great event at the Phoenix Art Museum.
To those who may not be familiar with your music, how would you kind of describe the music? Well, who are your inspiration artists?
I think what's cool about the individuals in the band is we all kind of come at it from way different angles. You know, I'm a super big like Elvis, you know, 50s Beatles guy, and then our bass player loves Simon and Garfunkel. Our drummer, you know, plays a whole bunch of stuff, but he kind of started out with metal and stuff like that, you know. And we have a keyboard player who's really into jazz, you know, and we all kind of go into each other's little worlds, but we all kind of come together, create something cool. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be a part of this event?
It's really an honor because there's so many different bands that have played it, like the Phoenix Afrobeat Orchestra, the Phoenix Symphony, the Hourglass Cats, who I think were here a couple of months ago. But yeah, it's such an honor to be recognized amongst those artists that I have so much respect for, and just kind of be recognized, you know, because we love the city, love this art community out here, you know, so it's just real special to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it really does sound like something special. Just final question before we have to go, but I mean, what do you hope people really get from this event? What do you hope they take with them?
Just an appreciation for us, an appreciation for Phoenix's local art and music scene. You know, it's more than just, like we mentioned earlier, coming to the museum and walking around. The opportunity to engage with the community, come see local artists, very talented local artists that perhaps you were unaware even existed prior to coming to the event or having someone bring you along to the event.
Where can people go for more information?
Phoenix Art, so phxart.org for tickets. Tickets start at $25 for adults and then are tiered down for for seniors, students, youth, and then anyone under 6 is free.
Oh, well, that's nice. And then where can people go for more information on the Joeys if they want to hear you elsewhere?
Anywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your music. But our website is joeys.band. So check that out. It's got links to everything. And yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Dean and Matt, thank you guys so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Really a neat event.
Hi there once again. I'm 12 News meteorologist Chris Dunn with your Father's Day forecast. Around the state, Valley and the Deserts 106 today, the Rim Country 92, White Mountains 89, and northern Arizona into the mid-80s, and it will be totally sunny statewide. We'll hit the 100s plus by 1 o'clock this afternoon, 105 at 3 p.m. Here are your Valley highs today, 103 for Apache Junction, Goodyear 107, 106 for Buckeye. Here's your Valley 7-day forecast. Climbing up, up, up. Peak of the heat comes on Thursday with a high of 114.
Thank you for joining us this Sunday morning, and remember to start your week every morning with Today in AZ starting at 4:26 and streaming until 9.
It only takes a spark. And in Arizona's dry climate, that spark can grow into a wildfire that changes lives forever. This summer, 12 News is taking you beyond the fire lines and what Arizonans can do to prepare before the next fire starts. Join the 12 News team for an in-depth look at one of Arizona's biggest threats, the 2026 12 News Wildfire Special on 12 News and the 12 News 24/7 streaming app.
12 News Wildfire Special is sponsored by All Pro Shade Concepts. Gotta have shade.